If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We need to be together.
I have a brother, Ken, who has the Fabry disease.
My mom, my oldest brother, and my daughter.
A couple of my sisters have Fabry.
Several of my relatives have passed over the years.
My niece and her daughter.
My dad has Fabry. My sisters have Fabry.
My dad has Fabry, and so did your great-grandma.
My grandpa has Fabry, my mom has Fabry, and my sister.
My one sister's had 2 open heart surgeries. She's the baby.
Several cousins and aunts and uncles.
My youngest son had Fabry.
My daughter and my 13-year-old grandson.
My son has Fabry's and my daughter has Fabry's.
The other sister is affected by the brain and heart.
I had a brother, Frank, who passed away at age 43 from it because his heart couldn't take the pain.
My daughter has Fabry. My uncles have Fabry. My grandmother had Fabry.
I went in to see if I could give my brother a kidney because he was on dialysis, and that's when they told me, no, you've got Fabry.
We actually were told we were carriers and grew up that way until recently, 7 years ago, and that's actually when I was first diagnosed.
He wanted to do a kidney biopsy, and that's how he found it. And it was kind of lucky because he had just diagnosed somebody within the previous 6 months.
When my daughter had Fabry, we were just carriers, so every time I would see her growing up with little aches and pains, Michelle, suck it up. Suck it up, Michelle, let's go, you know, because I didn't really realize. I didn't feel good, so she doesn't feel good, but I never pertained it to Fabry because we were just carriers.
When I first learned I had Fabry's, it was because my brother was ill. He got diagnosed, then the rest of us got diagnosed after with blood work. I was shocked, confused, and a little scared. They had told us it was something that was gonna eventually kill us, and there was no cure. So it was a little tough to swallow. I have 2 kids.
My daughter has it, and that's passed on by me.
Knowing that I inadvertently passed it on to him, that this is something that came from me. And that's been the hardest thing that I've had to swallow since I've been diagnosed.
Comfort your child. Let them know you're always going to be there, that they can talk to you, listen to their needs. I thought that my daughter's leg pain was growing pains.
My mother also has Fabry, but sometimes I would like to think that instead of being this horrible disease that destroys everything and causes death, I would think that, you know, it brings us together. It makes our bond a little bit stronger.
Listen to your kids, but let them grow up normally too.
Believe in them. Believe that it is a problem. The things that they talk about and the problems that they have almost seem unreal. And so just believe it.
When I was having a lot of symptoms before I was diagnosed, one night I went to the emergency room with a lot of pain. I just couldn't stand it. It lasted for several hours. And the ER doctor told me that I needed therapy because people with emotional problems end up in the ER in the middle of the night like me.
Don't let a doctor tell you it's in your head, it's your nerves.
Why can we do almost anything some days, and some days we can't? It hurts to pick up a cup of coffee.
You have to be the one who's there on the front line with the insurance companies, with the doctors and the nurses, and you're the one who, when they are too tired or in pain to speak, you're the one who has to do that.
My hope for the future is that this treatment will become available to everybody.
For individuals to be more educated and for us to have some other types of treatment
that is a little more convenient.
I want gene therapy. I want just to get this done and nipped in the bud. Just give us whatever that is, a gene therapy, and just say, okay, no more fabry, you're cured.
Hopefully never having to face shortages again.
I have concerns for my dad. He hasn't been getting the treatment as much as he should be, and it shows. It really does.
My greatest hope for the future is that sometime soon they would find a cure for Fabry, and that my husband would live through seeing our kids get married and through college and into grandchildren.
To walk my daughter down the aisle when she gets married and to be there to see my grandchildren.